Good morning and welcome to part 3 of what I call the JDM build. Today we're just going to head over to Newton and we're going to go back to elusive wraps and we're going to continue the wrap on the Ralliart. So I'm going to go pick up Simone and then we're going to head out and then head over to Newton and continue working. Let's get going. Back at Pierre's shop. Pierre actually started some of the wrapping already and he got a big portion of it done. This whole side is basically done. Door handles are left. A few smaller portions are still left. A big portion of it is completed here. Pierre has been working away while we were, back home. So what we have left to do today is actually some wet sanding. Pierre already started wet sanding here. So we just need to finish and smoothen it out. And here as well, because it's very rough and you'd be able to see that under the wrap. Here as well, we're going to do some more wet sanding just to have the paint nice and flat so there's no bubbles or any spots. We're going to take off probably door handles and we're going to wait for Pierre and then potentially start wrapping. I know on the roof at the top we do have 1 or 2 rust spots that I might want to address, so that's probably up next on our list as well. Here's probably a time lapse or maybe some clips of us wet sanding. I'm going to start with some wet sanding, like I said. I'm going to start off with some 400 grit sandpaper. I think that's coarse enough to flatten this out, and then we're going to go probably up to 1,000 and then maybe 1,500 or 3,000. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not trying to fix the paint. We're just trying to make it nice and flat. Properly wet sand, spray a little bit of soapy water, and then just get the sanding. Make sure to moisten the sandpaper, moisten your surface. And continue until it's flat. We're just going to get to that. I'll time lapse the next bit, and that's it. We got some more progress on the car. I actually decided to take these door seals off just to be able to wet sand this a bit better, because as you can tell, the paint isn't too great. In order to do that, actually I already took off the door handles. In order to do that, it is 1 Phillips located right there, and then you just have to pull up from this direction and out. And it comes out super nicely. So if you do take a look underneath it, it is all just clips. It just slides into place with these clips, metal clips. And it isn't too bad. And it's only held on by that 1 screw at the end there. To take off the door handle, it's actually just 1 T30 Torx. You take out the rubber grommet here. And behind there is the T30 and it's still there. You don't actually have to take it out. It stays there. You just pull out the part here and then you pull out the door handle as usual. And then there's just a 10 millimeter or Phillips head holding it here. And then you just take that off and it'll be a little easier to wrap. I might actually show the process on this door. This door is a little bit harder. You actually have to take the door panel off in order to access into here and take off the door handle because it has the keyless entry. So we'll get to that now. So I'm going to take off the door handles and the door panels. So rubber grommet comes off. Inside of there is T30. There's this little contraption to get to it. It's actually not on very tight, which is good. And then you can kind of pull this out. There you go. And for the door handle, pull like this. And there's that cable inside. So to get that cable out from the inside, we actually have to take the inner door panel off. So I'll do that in just 1 second. I also need to take off that 10 millimeter. So let's take off the 10 mil. My 10 mil socket. I actually have to take that off from the inside. For the door panel, the door trim right there, Phillips. Pull up from the outside. Be careful, you don't want to break anything. From this side I can try. There we go. And that's all you do to take it off. Now we're going to take off the door panel. Actually, that might work a little bit better. There we go, and that reveals the Phillips. Next one, over here, in the door handle, we have a door, and inside that door, we have another Phillips, and the last one is actually right here, and we use the pry tool. Oh, don't lose that piece. And there's another Phillips. Gonna unscrew this quickly. One, two. And then the last one up here, three. There we go. Take off the actual door. What I saw online, pull from the bottom. Just a few more clips at the top. And there we go. And then you can disconnect right here. If you look inside, the door handle. Inside of there is actually the door mechanism to take off. So we're gonna get to that now. So the door handle is off from the driver's side. It's actually just a clip at the bottom. The way I took it off is I used a screwdriver, slid it in there, turned, and then it popped out. So it was a little bit annoying to get to, but now it is off. So now do some more wet sanding on that failed clear coat and go from there. So we're continuing on sanding, wet sanding. A lot of that clear coat that failed, I wet sanded off and it's nice and smooth. So the vinyl should be able to adhere to it nicely. So nice and smooth, not like it was before. Before the car felt like it was sandpaper on its own. We're now just fixing a lot of the rust spots, so we're sanding down to bare metal. And from there, we're gonna prime it and then wet sand. And then we should be able to continue on with the rest of the wrap afterwards. We'll have to clean up the car again, but you know, we're really close to having this side all prepped. This side still needs to be wet sanded, and so does the roof, but you know, very close to getting there, very close. So we're fixing all the remaining rust spots on the car. I already taped mine off and I've already started priming them. Simone here is done sanding hers down and is just prepping for paint as well. And I'll let this dry. We'll probably go run, get some lunch or something quickly, and then come back here and continue. We'll have to wet sand this to make it look all even so that when we apply the vinyl, it'll be nice and flat. Simone's trying to, you know, replicate my taping job, even though my taping job's not the best, but
still better.
It's, yeah, exactly. So then after that, I'll finish wet sanding everything. Maybe Pierre will be back with more vinyl by then. We'll keep chugging away. All right, we're back from some dinner, quick dinner at good old Timmy's, you know, because we're Canadian. I'm back here to wet sanding. So I'm just sanding down this. I'm getting to work on those quickly while I can. Then we got Simone taking off the window trim here.
I got it.
There you go. Just to, you know. Oh, why are you doing this one?
He said.
No, these doors are done.
My life. Okay.
So someone's gonna be putting back that window trim nicely without ruining the wrap. And finish taking off these window trims, which she hasn't yet. And also take out this window trim here. I'll get back to wet sanding now.
How much you paid to supervise?
go on your phone and do anything inappropriate because your phone is in it.
I'm looking at getting a Parmesan cheese grater. Parmesan cheese grater.
Heat up the vinyl a little bit.
Do I need to hold this the whole time? Do I need to hold this the whole time?
Unless you find somewhere to put it down.
Okay, David, you take it.
Just open it. It's like a tripod. Put it down there.
Where does it sit? Perfect. Now my legs are in my way.
Am I in it?